everyone, my name is Angelica and I'm a channeler and a medium, and I typically channel any number of my guides, but typically it's Thoth and Hermes Trismegistus on the subject of signs of the body and what different conditions mean, what messages that your higher self and higher consciousness is trying to convey to you from the signs and symptoms and conditions of our body. But on occasion, I have also, through mediumship, connected with specific beings that have passed. And apparently I have some connection to comedians. I am a big fan of comedy, and if you look at some of my recent videos, I have channeled Matthew Perry and Malcolm Jamal Warner, so if you're interested, look at those. Today I am going to be channeling a message from John Ritter. Okay, so if you're a big fan of his, like I am, hopefully you'll take away something from this. But I have to tell you, it's not going to be comedic. It's a message to humanity, to the public. I don't know what he's going to touch on, but typically what I'll do is I'll first Thoth and Hermes Trismegistus, they're some of my main guides. They will facilitate this conversation, and I will connect with John Ritter and I'll ask him to share three items that people in his life would recognize, would be familiar with, and that is just part of evidential mediumship. Again, because these are comedians that are famous, no, I'm not in touch with their family, so this will be something that, should they come upon this video, they can attest to at some point in the future. So I think the more important thing is this message that wants to come through. So we're going to allow that to come through. Previous times that I've done mediumship on camera, I've had some idea of what the message is. I just, not today. So we'll see where it goes. Okay, so I will tap in and seek a little quiet for the moment, and okay. So the individuals that he's saying would recognize or be able to confirm the items I'm going to share with you. One is his brother, one is his son, the one who looks like him, and the other person, he says, wants to remain unidentified. He's not even giving me a gender, but that they will know. Okay, so I'm going to start with first asking him to share with me the first item. Okay, okay, so as with the other two mediumship sessions, they're items, but they're also can vary a little bit. And here he's showing me himself at a young age playing tennis. He's on the tennis court. I don't see who he's playing against, but he's got that whole 70s look going on, bandana and everything, short shorts and he is on the court and really loving playing tennis. Okay, and now he's showing me he okay, the person who sits very high on a high chair, who's watching the game, who's keeping score. There's somebody there, I can't see who they are. I feel like she's female, but the chair is high and it's white, and there's something about this referee. So that's the first clue, you could say. Clue number 1. All right, okay, what is the next one? Okay, he is showing me, it's like a large plant that looks like it's not necessarily in a backyard or front yard. It's in the landscaping of a building, maybe a home or a condo, and it's a large plant. It looks like it could be a tropical plant, like with the long kind of rubbery looking leaves, and there's a lot of vegetation, and he's pointing me to the dirt area. There's something in the dirt, maybe okay, showing me a shovel, a short shovel, so maybe something is hidden in there. Okay, something is hidden in there. I'm asking if he's going to show me what. No. That's the clue. That's the second clue. That's it. Okay. Okay, here's the third clue. Okay. I don't know what religious affiliation he was, or while he was alive, or how that may have changed throughout his life. I have no idea. But I am inside a church, and the church is ornate, and I get the sense that it could be a Catholic church, but my early years were in Catholicism, but I've also traveled, and I've gotten a chance to see every church out there, every different church out there, and it could be some other Christian church, but it's definitely a very ornate church. And I see the pews, I see the, up at the front, all the different images of different religious figures. And then I see it's like I'm standing in the back and I'm seeing, the front with the, where the priest or deacon would speak. And then to my right, I see, then there's the benches, and then I see an area where I feel he wants to point me to that, and that is like where one would go to confess. So maybe it is a Catholic church. Yes. Okay, Catholic church. Confession. I don't know if he went to confession or he's pointing me to a possible a priest or somebody he interacted with. I'll tell you what, it's not feeling good. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave that one there. And then, okay, so those are your 3 clues. And, okay, so I'm going to now open it up to the channeling, what message he has for the public. Okay. Brace yourself, America, for all the masks will come off. The filth in the public eye will be washed away for all to see what's underneath. Many of you have been asking, when will the wrongs be righted? When will we turn the page into a better future for our children? When will we get to a point when we can look to our neighbors and trust them? Trust that they won't harm the kids out front playing soccer. When will we get to a point that we can drop our children off at school, church, daycare, and know that no human would dare harm a hair on their head. We are there, America. And many of you have shared your voices online through video, raised a stink about what's wrong and demanded better of your leaders, and know that your voices carry tremendous weight. They send ripples of energy that allow higher beings to take action. You see, they cannot create from nothing. They need a collective consensus. They need collective outrage. They need collective rage to hit that threshold, to allow those in the angelic realm all of the tools, to give them all of the tools they need to, and I'm trying to disassemble a system that for eons has only worked to oppress the populace, to keep you powerless, to keep you unaware and blind of your own sovereignty, to keep you dependent on a government, for your food, for your roads, for your job security,
for your schooling, for your financial system, and make no mistake, just a quick pause. What you may know as the white hats it's merely a term to describe every single one of you that has spoken up and that has chosen to not turn a blind eye to another's misfortune and to keep your faith that we can do better. And now it is time to unmask the corruption, to bring to light what has been hidden for so long, so that we can enter a new chapter, a new existence, that you will all be critical in its making. It is what you all have been waiting for. And the revelations will be magnificent. So hold tight. And stay strong. And be there for each other as the dominoes fall. And know that chaos and disruption may be unsettling, but what you will behold on the other side will be ever more magnificent. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting. I was gonna say I'm getting a head shake. Like really, I'm getting like a yes. You're good. So, oh my goodness. I had a feeling. I started to go with it in my head, thinking it was one particular system, but based on the pain I was getting here, I knew that it wasn't just that. I needed to refrain from just calling one thing out, that it was broader. And and that's part of the channeling, is that sometimes you have to stop yourself from injecting your own personal biases, and I certainly have them too. Every channeler does. Okay. All right. Thank you to Mr. John Ritter and to my wonderful guides for helping to coordinate this session, and I'll see you guys on another video. Thank you so much.